Welcome to EXO Fleet's Insights, where every mile counts. The podcast where fleet data turns into real-world decisions. Each episode, we unpack what's really happening across mixed fleets, fuels and sites, and how better insights leads to better performance, lower costs, and fewer surprises on the road. So let's get into it.
Level 2 charging versus DC charging, and people rolling out a one-size-fits-all plan instead of looking at it site by site, understanding the vehicles are there, the requirements of the vehicles, and then tailoring their charging plans accordingly. I know one of our clients also said that they moved vehicles around rather than, because the chargers were static, they could assign different vehicles to different locations to make sure that they had a good breadth and mix to keep all of the costs down. Is that something that you should be constantly looking at?
I think so. And there's a couple of pieces within that. On the equipment side, the first thing that I would say is that there's a lot of different flavors of charging stations out there. So level 2 versus level 3, AC versus DC, and then you have plugs versus the wireless inductive charging. And for those in the public transport space, pantograph charging. So, and now we have megawatt charging for heavy trucks. So there's a lot of options out there. And every vehicle is also going to have its own, kind of base capabilities in terms of what it will accept from a connector standpoint. And so it's really important to work backwards from the vehicle to identify what chargers are compatible. And then from there, what is the operating scenario? So we have many different types of clients that have many different types of operating schedules. What we're referencing there is moving, shuffling vehicles around. The presumption is that we have the time to do that overnight, and a lot of folks do. But the thing I would just say to stress is that, and it goes back into the capital side, is making sure that when you're designing your system, that you're also considering the software needs that will, basically play a significant role in the operation of a system like that downstream. So if you go with something that's a little bit more tailored to your needs, it just becomes then that much more important to have, just an operating layer that is taking into consideration your available time to charge, the limitations that you may have at the site. It could be that you built those in, so you have less chargers than vehicles, and you just need to know when to shuffle things around. It could also be that you're trying to avoid peak periods, and so you're kind of effectively limiting charging and constraining yourself. So to do that, you have to have the right monitoring, visibility, and control system in place. So partnering with the right companies that can give you the hardware, that works well with software, and give you that kind of soup to nuts is very important.
If anything you heard today reflects the challenges you're facing in your fleet, get in touch with us today at EXO Fleets. We're always happy to talk through real-world solutions. exofleets.com